Hello, welcome to Weekly Recipes. Every Tuesday, I'd like to release a video of a recipe that falls in the keto eating plan. Uh, um, today's going to be interesting because I've never cooked an entire chicken before. Um, Usually, if I cook a chicken, it's little bits of it. Usually the thighs and drumsticks and just baked plain. But uh, parts of this recipe are going to be hard to film, so I'm just going to say what I'm about to do and then do it off camera because you kind of have to. It says uh, stir the things together, and you can't stop pouring while you're pouring. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Not feeling confident about that intro, but I'm just making a bad intro after a bad intro. So let's go ahead and get started. And really not a whole lot in it. Starting off with 1 pound of chicken, um, one small onion, 1 carrot, 3 ounces of spinach, 3 eggs, 1 tablespoon of cooking oil, salt, pepper to taste, 2 tablespoons of cream, and it also says parsley to taste. But unfortunately, I used up all my parsley in the last video, and I've already spent way too many times going to the store. I spent way too much money on groceries this week, and gotta get started. Okay, got the chicken in a large pot here, and it says, whoa, spilled the water everywhere. Put enough water to cover up the chicken. A little bit more water. A little bit more water. I left the chicken juices in there with the water. I think that's what they're supposed to be doing. And a little bit more water. Okay, I got the chicken covered in water there, and and now I'll go ahead and turn the heat up to high and let that come up to a boil. Okay, now that it's got up to a boil, it says to lower the heat to medium and let that cook for an entire hour. So make sure you skim off the foam that comes up every once in a while. Okay, it's been cooking for an hour now. Had it covered most of the time because unfortunately the pan wasn't big enough to cover the chicken and broth, so I don't know if how that would affect the cooking. So I went ahead and covered it because I thought that was a good idea. And now I'm gonna carefully remove the chicken from the pot and have that shredded up. And I'm gonna turn the heat off and put the cover back on just to keep that warm while that's cooking. It said to cook the onions and carrots while the chicken was cooking, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that now while the chicken is cooling down. Okay, got the oil heating up in the pan here. Now I'll add the onions and carrots. And I'll get those cooked. While the onions are done cooking. It took 8 minutes or so, I think, or just until they're translucent. Okay, I don't think I'll be making this recipe very much, or at least if I do, I'll find a better way of getting that chicken. Deboning an entire chicken is a real pain in the ass. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat back to medium. And still good and toasty in there. And I'll put the chicken into the broth. And now I'm going to add the carrots and onions into the soup. And then finally, I'm going to put the spinach in and then get that all mixed up. While the soup's getting back up to temperature, I'll add these 3 eggs into that big bowl there. And now I'll whisk the eggs smooth. It said to make sure the eggs are very thoroughly whisked. Just to make sure they're completely mixed up. Now this next step's going to take 2 hands because it said it was very insistent that you stir the soup while the eggs are being poured in, and you do not stop stirring while the eggs are being poured. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. Okay, after I poured the eggs in, I continued to cook for another minute, Now it says to continue to simmer for a few more minutes to make sure the eggs were cooked. And now I'll just come back to it. And there's the finished product. I really hope this is some badass soup with how much work I had to put into it. I'll once it stops boiling, I'll go ahead and dish it up and see what it looks like. I do gotta say, it does make plenty. It said make 6 servings, but these are pretty humpy servings of soup. So, yeah, a lot of work involved, but at least it made 50% more than it said it would. But still, it still has to be some badass soup for it to make it worth all that work. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and check out blog links below. And have a nice day.